Alright, this video we're going to look at one of the newer or newest PAMP 1 ounce gold fake bars, and we're going to try to sort out how to identify it and spot it without having to cut the assay card apart. Now, assay cards can be problematic. Now, if you had just a raw bar like this one, okay, you can use your scale, ping tester, calipers, suspended in a string in a cup of water on the scale, and there's a ton of video, and you could easily detect this fake bar. I like my bars in assay cards. Now, this poses two problems. A, it's more difficult to examine and test the bar in the card, and B, a lot of dealers, because they got burned, will cut. If they buy bars, they'll cut them out of the assay, test them, and send them off. And sometimes that's destructive testing, filing, this, that. The problem is a lot of the bars that are commemorative or limited mintage are in an assay card. So when you cut them out of the card, there was a video where I seen a guy take a fake PAMP, cut it out of the assay card, and prove it's a fake. Well, that's great, but if you bought it already, you're screwed. You know, he's proven it's a fake. The idea is to prove it, educate yourself to prove it, so we don't have to get into destroying it. See how it is. So, I bought a bunch of these, and people go, well, why do you buy the fakes? It's always good to have a fake so you can compare it and test it and spot it. Learn, you educate yourself, use your head. And another thing, you know, there are people that get burned buying obvious fakes. The price, who you're buying it from, if it's coming from China. There's a bunch of Silver Seeker did a video where people are selling eagles and all kinds of stuff, you know, silver bars and that, and they're delivering it from China. And the price is like below spot on all the items. He goes, that's a dead giveaway, okay, that it's fake. So, in my recent purchases, I've seen where things are getting better, okay. The first grouping of fakes on assay cards I bought, and the reason PAMP Lady Fortuna is I collect them. Okay, there are really good forgeries of many other types, like the Perth Mint bars. There's a lot of those fakes flying around too. I may in the future work on those. First group of fakes that I got were a little bit different. Some of them, like this one here, this platinum one, you can see the lamination in the plastic. PAMP would never let that out. They're obvious. They're obvious from the get-go, from the design in that. I had to learn more about PAMP's design, and it came in a simple plastic cover like that. These newer ones, and I have 10 gram, 5 gram, and 2.5 gram in gold, but we'll do videos on that later. You're starting to see the fakes with Veriscan. This is an older design on this one. But they've also, and I'll cover that in another video, they've improved the design. And these all came in a little envelope with that label on there. Okay, so they're even labeling them when they send them. I went and got a new version, 1 ounce gold. Okay, and the cost of all of these things on a card, they cost about $20 a piece. If you buy fake bars that are raw like this is like $1.50. They sell these like 80 bucks for 50 of them, and they will come silver or gold ones like this, and they are made from every known mint manufacturer. Okay, so you'll find them like that. The ones on the assay cards are now coming in like this. So we'll open this one up real quick here. So if you're anywhere looking at these or buying from someone and you see some packaging like this, that should be a red flag right there. Okay, if they got this packaging lying around. Alright, and there's our fake as compared to the real one, which I purchased a few months ago. Now, and first test, magnet. Everything is non-magnetic and they are advertised as such. Okay, the ping tester isn't going to help us. So what we'll do is, just for the hell of it, we'll kind of look at weight. Okay, so like I said, we had to eliminate the ping tester. We can eliminate the dial calipers, but we do have our steel ruler, which will help. So we'll take the one that I know is correct. Throw it up here on the scale. 37 grams, point, I believe it's 2.4. Alright, so 37. We'll take our fake. 38. Okay, so the fake is a tad heavier, but you can't really tell, again, until you cut them out of the cart. Alright, so we'll skip over to weight. Next test, we'll take our scale. And we'll look, I'm going to say roughly 25 millimeters width, 25 millimeters in width. Length, about 40 millimeter. And you can look these up, but they vary. And again, you're in a plastic bubble. Again, 40 millimeter. So using the scale, they all come out good. Now we have to go by observation. We're going to observe. The card is perfect. Okay. The design, this one's a little bit not as bright, but that's something, unless you're side by side, you can't really tell. The design, now this is on this one, they kind of screwed up on a design. The older design took up more of the, like on this silver one, the design took up more of the bar itself, almost touched the edges, and was more 3D. They tried copying the old design, and there were little figures in the coins. The new design is smaller, is flatter, and I believe PAMP did this so it works better on a Sigma machine. In other words, it's not high relief, it doesn't give weird readings. I think they changed the design because of that also. And there are no figures in the coin. This one is better than the other fakes. It is somewhat smaller, but it still has designs in the coins. Kind of a dead giveaway. Next one's going to be the thickness. And again, like everyone showed you, we put the two bars together, and this fake one is way thicker, okay, than the other. But, like somebody said, I have to wander around with a $2,400 item in my pocket to verify that. Okay, so there's a problem. So we'll look and see, that's obvious. We'll look and see what else here on the back. Now, where they've corrected this is the design still, this is not flat and kind of a matte finish, alright, but the serial number, different size in that, but the serial number now has that instead of engraved or stamped in there. It's kind of looking more like the actual serial number. Now the back of this card, okay, you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, there's a holograph where you can see the design from the front. This here is imposed on the back, okay, and this one doesn't have it. Also, whenever they glue these together, the lamination, and you can see where this is, the lamination smears or something or can be visible. You'll never see that on a PAMP card. So if it looks like you got glue spots in that, it's one thing they really screw up on this. You can tell that that's the fake. And also look at the, see where the distance thickness wise when you put them on the front. This one's riding higher up off the table. So that's another way you can tell the thickness. The signature and the layout of the card are exact. Now, like I said, unless you got one to compare the color, the shade like these guys do, that's neither here nor there. But you do have Veriscan and you do have a QR code. Okay, this is the actual assayer. So the card is correct for a new card. Okay, so this fake is getting good. There's a few obvious things, but without having one exactly like it right beside it, they're tough to tell. So now I'll show you, we're going to use QR code. I'm going to show you how that should look, a real one and a fake one. That's something they can't fake. Alright, QR code is critical. It's a free download. You get an app on your phone, and then you just got to take it, and then it'll hit. And this is what it'll show you, is this. And then it shows you this screen here, okay? And then it says view certification. Tap on that. And this is what it should show you. It gives you the product number, everything, and it gives you the, on the back of the card, it's gold, 1 ounce, fineness. It gives you the assayer signature, and it gives you the certification number that is on the back of the bar. So this one is genuine. Now, we'll clear this. And we will do the same thing with the fake bar. Okay. Now, it sends you there. So we'll hit this. And what it does is just take you to PAMP's website. And it just shows you the product, Lady Fortuna. There is no certification, no nothing. It just takes you there. Alright, so that's one way of knowing 100% that that's the fake. Okay, is that QR code. Now that's a simple app you can download. A real PAMP, that barcode will take you and give you a certification certificate with the assayer and the number. The fake takes you to the website and just shows you Lady Fortuna bars. Alright, that's one way of knowing without having to get expensive equipment or screwing around or nothing. You know it's fake. So, now, let's see how these two things hold up on the Sigma machine. Okay, so we have our PMV Pro. We have it set, I'm not going to bore you, set calibrated for gold, 1 ounce pure gold. So we're going to take our real PAMP. And the thing about the real bar is it'll fit underneath the small bridge. And it gives you a correct reading. Now, if we take this, let it clear, and we put it under the large bridge, notice it gives you this reddish reading to one side. Okay, so the piece is too thin, okay, for this sensor. But when we put it on this sensor, and it fits right under there, it's beautiful. Now, let's say we want to measure it. It's a rectangle. Now it gives us this distance. But in the card, it's kind of difficult. You might be able to see through, and it's kind of tough. So what we'll do is this, we'll measure it. 41 is about the edge of the green, and that's what we got. So that's what it's measuring, about 41. So we're going to say it's good. Now, when we take our fake, okay, first off, we cannot get the fake under the small bridge. So we're going to have to use the large bridge. So there we go. Now, when we put this centered under the large bridge, you can see we're way off. Okay, this is obviously a fake. So let's go and measure and see what it gives us in specific gravity. See how small that is compared to the bar itself? Okay, the other one with the packaging and that was close, and when you measured this, this isn't even measuring 30. So it's telling you that bar should be that long. So there you have it. Your Sigma machine spots this thing instantly. And the QR code, okay, tells you. Even though the specific gravity, when I kind of was peering through the plastic, it was still on the green, but not exact. So that's where people believe they get a false reading. This is a real gold bar, and the Sigma machine verified it. One simple way is look for the ones with Veriscan, and that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's a free app. You can spot these fakes a mile away just by scanning that QR code. Now if you get like this one here, is an older version. This is my 5 gram. This doesn't have Veriscan on it. Okay, so you might get stuck, but just be aware. Alright guys, that's my go at a 1 ounce PAMP gold bar. There are some obvious ways, okay, which the Veriscan is one. If you got one without a Veriscan, you're kind of crap out of luck. But having a real proven bar with you is another easy way to tell visually. But anyway, be careful. That's the video. I hope it helps. I'm showing you the newer designs. This one is still flawed, but when we get into the smaller bars, they are getting better and they're tougher to visually tell apart. Alright, thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.